On the news tonight, President Buhari visits the Kuje Medium Correctional Center following gunmen attack. Newly sworn-in ministers charged to eschew corruption. And Nigerians mourn as outgoing OPEC Secretary General Barkindo buried in Yola. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja. At 7, my name is Tessie Omeri and we begin with the attack at the Kuje prisons. President Muhammadu Buhari has inspected the Kuje Medium Correctional Center in the Federal Capital Territory. Onotu Yakubu, who visited the facility aftermath of the attack, brings us this update.
The president's helicopter touched down Kuje at 3:35 p.m. Wednesday. On arrival, President Muhammadu Buhari inspected the bridge wall of the access into the main correctional facility, operational and private vehicles that were burnt by the suspected terrorists before departing the center. Behind me is the perimeter fencing of the Kuje Medium Correctional Facility. Now, when the suspected terrorists arrived, this was their first point of attempt to breach the security in the facility, and they were repelled. It was after they couldn't gain access through this access, they were alleged to have gone behind to use another access, and it was as a result of this effort that they were able to breach and then come into the facility before the gun duel between them and security operatives around here ensued. Earlier, some of the escapee inmates at the facility were already being recaptured and returned to the correctional center, while an operative of the service who spoke off camera revealed that a handful of them also returned voluntarily.
What we need to do is to allow them space to be able to do their investigative work, reconstruction work, and then to continue to make sure that this place is secure. I have no doubt whatsoever that those that have escaped will be found.
The military checkpoints and police checkpoints from here to Abuja, from here to Suleja, from here to town, everywhere, everybody is on high alert. And the inmates are being retrieved even as we speak.
Kuje Medium Correctional Center hosts about 900 inmates, including a high-profile session where VIP inmates are kept. One civil defense operative on guard duty fell during exchange of fire with the suspected terrorists, while 4 inmates were also hit by stray bullets. As at the time of filing this report, deployment of combined security operatives had dominated the entire space to provide the needed security, while manhunts are on to recover the remaining escapees on the run. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The presidency has described as sad and unwelcome the shooting incident near Dusama, Katsina State, at the convoy of cars carrying the advanced team of security guards, protocol and media officers ahead of the President Muhammadu Buhari's trip to Daura for Salah. In the message signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the attackers opened fire on the convoy from ambush positions, but were repelled by the military, police and DSS personnel accompanying the convoy. 2 persons in the convoy are receiving treatment for minor injuries suffered. All the other personnel, staff and vehicles made it safely to Daura. The 7 newly appointed ministers have been sworn in to fill existing vacancies in the Federal Executive Council, created by the departure of those who resigned to pursue political aspirations. President Muhammadu Buhari, who performed the ceremony, charged the ministers, both new and old, to totally eschew corruption, warning that if caught, there will be no sacred cows. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the new appointees have already been assigned portfolios following a minor cabinet reshuffle announced by the president. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja for Senegal ahead of the International Development Association for Africa Summit in Dakar. The president is expected to join other African leaders in an open dialogue on development challenges and priorities, as well as transformational initiatives that will lead to an outcome document to be called the Dakar Declaration. The president was seen off at the airport by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and SGF boss Mustafa, as well as other senior government officials. The FRSC has implored motorists to be more careful and desist from alcohol consumption before and while driving, as this can lead to accidents and loss of lives. Asebe Williams reports on the sensitization program at the Yanya Park ahead of the Eid al-Kabir celebrations.
The exercise is aimed at educating motorists and other major players in the transport subsector on the need to embrace safer driving against recklessness, which has been the root of crashes. The initiative is in line with the Corps' preparations towards ensuring hitch-free celebrations.
We have been partnering and engaging them on the need for them to obey road traffic rules and regulations. We have also deployed our operatives all over to make sure that they take off obstruction on the road.
We are expecting that from tomorrow, a lot of movement will be taking place in and out of the FCT. As usual, we are there to ensure that people are safe, and those that are moving across the state also move on a safe condition.
Normally, every month, we mobilize our team to follow them route and route, to orienting them to make sure they are observing travel rules and regulations.
The importance of speed limit device, avoiding night travel, overspeeding and wrong overtaking formed part of the awareness campaign, which provided an opportunity for drivers and commuters alike to interact with the officials towards charting a way forward. In Abuja, Asebe Williams, NTA News.
Cooperative societies are established all over the world with autonomous power to reach most people financially. Deborah Gaza-Jamaica in this special report examines the practice, which is business-driven.
Findings from Adeyinka Akimbinu, former president of Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society from the year 2014 to 2021 with Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, revealed that cooperatives are business-driven by values and not by remuneration. Therefore, members through over 3 million cooperatives across the globe act together to build a better world by helping members achieve individual goals through collective contributions. As a key player rendering credit services, she says cooperative development in any place should be conditionally secured.
If you don't submit your report to the regulatory agencies annually, there's going to be a problem. The cooperative may likely crash, because when you submit your report, there are recommendations that will be made by the regulatory body which will help your cooperative. But when you don't submit, you are your own.
Financial expert Alex Baba Elojo, tracing the background of cooperative society in Nigeria, explains why most cooperative societies are under disputes. He advised that cooperative societies put people at the center of their business, not capital.
There has been a lot of scams. There have been a lot of, wudu as we call it. And so we need credible institutions to run these activities so that it can deliver on the promises. The truth is that by the poverty clock, every 3 Nigerians falls into extreme poverty every minute. You can check it online. Every minute, every 3 Nigerians. And so it cuts across all the strata. And any institution that is about, bringing hope for people should be concerned about this.
Sometimes lack of managerial expertise and capital have been major constraints of multi-purpose cooperative society in Nigeria. Deborah Gaza-Jamaica, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is deeply saddened by the death of Alhaji Muhammad Sanusi Barkindo. the Secretary General of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. The President pays tribute to the remarkable gentleman and enormous national asset, who from his youthful days worked meritoriously in the service of the nation in various national and international capacities, and never stopped being a beacon of light to the country he loved until his last breath. The President affirms that Barkindo's undeniable brilliance and legacies as a dedicated public servant will remain a reference point in the oil and gas industry, international development, and the environment sector. President Buhari conveys his deepest condolences to Barkindo's family, colleagues at OPEC, as well as government and people of Adamawa State. He prays God Almighty to grant repose to the soul of the departed and comfort to all who mourn. Meanwhile, the news of the demise of Muhammad Sanusi Barkindo came right after making headlines and getting a pat on the back from President Muhammadu Buhari for his meritorious service. The death is one that shocked many people across the globe, including the Energy family. Lydia Sampson reports on the legacies of late OPEC Secretary General.
Come 1st August 2022, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo would have finally bowed out as OPEC Secretary General after a meritorious service to join the Atlantic Council as a distinguished fellow in the Global Energy Center after the conclusion of his 6-year term. A diplomat par excellence, he was born on 20th of April 1959. Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo has been OPEC Secretary General since 1st August 2016. He previously served as Acting Secretary General in 2006, represented Nigeria on OPEC's Economic Board from 1993 to 2008. He also served as the Group Managing Director of the then Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation from 2009 to 2010 and had headed Nigeria's technical delegation to UN climate negotiations since 1991.
We attended the same university, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Coming from the same faculty, the same department, we read the same course. He was a very amiable person, very up and doing.
He has been doing a lot, a very workaholic person, and as to technocrat when it's come to the oil industry. He is a household name everywhere in the world. When you mention about his name, he's somebody who has everything that is needed in that industry. It's a huge loss indeed.
His passionate approach to global energy issues played out even as Barkindo spent his last day on earth engaging with stakeholders at the Nigerian Oil and Gas Conference.
The future for this industry, for oil and gas, remain bright. The data, the statistics, and the science all buttresses that point. One, this world will continue to consume oil and gas for the foreseeable future.
As at the time of this report, key players in the oil and gas had taken to their Twitter handles to pay tributes to the man, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo. Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The power, the performance, concentrated power, concentrated performance, the partnership of concentrated power. So Clean, the official regional partner of Paris Saint-Germain.
Here is a very tough guy who knocks out every opponent, but now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel makes treating malaria easy. Amatem Soft Gel is a game changer.
Oh! The opponent is down! Amatem Soft Gel are good to combat malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
And on sports, Super Falcons set to confront Botswana as Azizat Ashola out from competition. Let's join Benedicta Inya with these and more on Sports Brief.
Report from the camp of the Super Falcons revealed that Nigeria professional footballer Azizat Oshoala sustained a grade 2 medial collateral ligament strain in the game against South Africa as she is due back in Spain on Thursday, with the team more determined to redeem image when they square up against Botswana on Thursday in a must-win game.
Super Falcons need to react to that one. There's still room for improvement, like the last AFCON, we lost South Africa in the first game and went on to win the cup. However, we must improve on our performance if we want to go far in this tournament.
Meanwhile, the Taraba director of sport, Josh Shita, on Tuesday said Super Falcons can make Nigeria proud in the ongoing 2022 Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco, in spite of that unimpressive opening match against South Africa. With Sports Brief, Benedicta Inya, NTA News.
And that's the English version of the news. We thank you for your time. Up next, translation in other languages. Good evening.
Amaje infejile feje ifeche fewe wize kwenkwa we wonana iwo abada zaza ishandaje zuma awoneye wagoba ngai yitintogoda Muhammadu Buhari nlalo kuje jalunya kun nanu akinzinda abanu azanu kwa babaya naye onotu Yakubu wobegina baiho gijigiji wangaiga yitintogoda we si kuje sankan ogun atawe shinya koela dia tokun amato a gwamnati ya bada no aza jinyan baye kuji ona aza no baba wafi no jaliyan kun baba yin tayi ogun chiwa gbenu aza gbayin nba kun baye la jezebe nbayin aza gbayin awon ba wanu aza ho aye jinlo nhaye ezan bazan azagu inje civil defense we latna wewewe no ajalu dai ogun anyi baku bayin wu ama ansaye agenge azagu ba jinlo no abaiho nje agmagu baigu abaiho a minister ogun na ba mbaba fa tuntun mbayin na bage ba zan ashinpeye ajezan nanu nsiyasa yin aku azaje ku ana tuntun yanaye nu obaputa Adamu Sambo nwale sheba wobe na bedai wangege kintugoda Muhammadu Buhari woni yakuba ana tuntun ya wen la atnubu ajimba we gaba shaula nge ba jin tuntun mbwa idnado nu aza kokoi gaichi anya we gage nubata jin tuntun gaichi anya gwamnati ya ko wulo nje zako kanifinu nkota lu zakanyin baza bedai wachige alaluma te figbayin kintugoda Muhammadu Buhari nku bugba nwu osa nwalo ababa Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi Balki deyan yanka ibe nu sepa amia we ngage waku tuntun jinga etinye boye nu owo wewe sa wo be bi ni bedonu akin aje kintugoda wangage Balki do wojin ozano nu atazo wa mu nanu etinye tu wo tuntun manebo wo be jinga etinye kwen kami efi ko won wo be jin oza yepenu we mwada be feche jin we ku owaza chi bwaiwe owo abi gwamnati Adamawai bedo nwo anukwai sai yiku kuma bedawo nsu abo babwa wolelanu sai su
Masu kallon mu barkanmu da mu ci ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. Shugaban kasa Muhammadu Buhari ya ziyarci gidan yari Kuje da 'yan ta'adda suka kai hari. Wakilinmu Onotu Yakubu ya ruwaito mana cewa shugaban kasan da kansa ya leka dukkanin kusurwan da aka yi barnan yadda ya bayar da tabbacin daukar mataki kai tsaye. an ratsar da sabbin minitoci 7 wadda za su yi maye gurbin da waɗansu suka bari domin neman kujerar siyasa. Shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari wanda ya yi bikin ya yi kira ga sabbin da kuma tsoffin ministocin da su kiyaye cin hanci. A jawabi mai bayar da rahotanni na fadar shugaban ƙasa Adamu Sambo ya ce tuni an baiwa sabbin ministoci wajajen ayyukansu. Shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari ya nuna aihininsa bisa ga rasuwar Alhaji Muhammadu Sanusi Bakido, babban sakataren ƙungiyar ƙasashe da ke da arzikin man fetur. Shugaban ya bayyana marigayi a matsayin mutum mai ƙoƙari wajen gudanar da ayyukansa, wanda ya bayyana hakan a matsayin babban rashi ne ga ƙasa. Ya kuma yi wa iyalan marigayin da abokanan aikinsa da gwamnatin jihar Adamawa da ziyar da addu'ar Allah ya gafarta masa. Jama'a, ƙarshen fasarar takaitattun labaran kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Ekele m gị n'ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Onyeisi ala anyị Muhammadu Buhari agaala n'ogige mgbazi nke dị na obodo Kuje ịmata etu ihe siri kwụrụ. Olotu Yakubu mgbe o mere njem ọrụ gaa na Kuje bụ ebe mkpamkpa nọrọ wetara akụkọ na ụgbọala ndị mmadụ nakwa nke gọọmenti gbara ọkụ site n'aka ndị omekome wakpọrọ ya bụ ụlọ mgbazi dị na Kuje. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ọtụtụ ndị atụrụ mkpọrọ gbara ọsọ abụrụla ndị ejidere ma kpọghachi n'ụlọ mkpọrọ, ebe ọtụtụ ndị n'ime ha laghachiri n'enweghị onye jidere ha. Ọ kwekwara nghọta na ndị ọrụ nchekwa ka na-achọ ndị atụrụ mkpọrọ gbara ọsọ na-alaghachiteghị azụ. Eduola minista asaa bụ ndị ewepụtara inochi oghere ndị kwụsịrị ọrụ maka isonye na ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị dị iche iche n'iyi ọrụ. Onyeisi ala anyị Muhammadu Buhari bụ onye duru ha n'iyi ọrụ duru ma ndị ọhụrụ ma ndị ochie ọdụ ka ha ghara itinye aka na mpụ, ma kwuokwa na onye ọbụla ha jidere n'ime mpụ ga-anala ntaramahụhụ n'ụzọ kwesịrị ekwesị. Ebe onye ọrụ anyị Adamu Sambo kwuru na enyela ndị ọhụrụ a niile eduru n'iyi ọrụ ọkwa. Onyeisi ala anyị Muhammadu Buhari egosipụtara obi mwute n'ọnwụ Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi Bakindo bụ onye odeakwụkwọ n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ibupụ mmanụ gaa mba ọzọ. O kwere nghọta na o mere nke a mgbe ọ gara mgbaru akwa gaa na ụlọ ya bụ nwa amadi ọ kọwara dịka onye ji ọrụ ya kpọrọ ihe n'ụzọ dị ukwuu. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kọwaa ya dịka onye ji ịdị uchu rụọ ọrụ gọọmenti ma setịpụ ihe nlereanya nye ndị ọrụ gọọmenti niile. O kpekwara ekpere ka Chineke nabata mkpụrụ obi ya ma kasie ndị nwe ya, ndị ọrụ ya nakwa ndị enyi ya niile obi. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, ọ gwụla ọha anyị n'ọnụ. Ndewo.
Iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló dé sí etí ìgbọ̀yìn. Bọ́lájí Mátì ni oníròyìn. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ti ṣe àbẹ̀wò sí ọgbà túbú tó ń bẹ ní Kùjé. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Onòtù Yakubu tó yọjú sí ọgbà ọ̀hún lẹ́yìn rògbòdìyàn tó bẹ́ sílẹ̀ ròyìn wípé ọ̀pọ̀ ọkọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn àti ti ìjọba ní àwọn oníṣẹ́ ibi jó nínú ọgbà ọ̀hún. Àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n kọ̀ọ̀kan padà sí ọgbà ọ̀hún fúnra wọn nígbà tí ọwọ́ àwọn agbófinró bá díẹ̀ lára àwọn tó sá lọ. Agbófinró kan pàdánù ẹ̀mí, ọta ìbọn bá mẹ́rin mìíràn lásìkò tí wọ́n ń gbógun ti àwọn ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ náà. Àwọn agbófinró sì ti wà yíká fún ààbò tó péye. Iṣẹ́ sì ti ń lọ bákan náà láti rí i wípé ọwọ́ bá àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n tó sá lọ. Wọ́n ti búra fún àwọn aláṣẹ 7 tuntun tí wọ́n yàn láti dí àlàfo tó ń bẹ láàrin àjọ ìgbìmọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè látàrí àwọn tó kọ̀wé fi ipò sílẹ̀ kí wọ́n lè kópa nínú ètò òṣèlú. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Adamu Sambo ròyìn wípé ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari tó ṣe ìbúra ọ̀hún rọ àwọn aláṣẹ náà wípé kí wọ́n má ṣe lọ́wọ́ nínú ìwà wọ̀bìà àti wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá dán ìwà ọ̀hún wò yóò jẹ iyán rẹ̀ níṣu. Gbogbo àwọn aláṣẹ ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti gba iṣẹ́ lẹ́yìn àtúntò ráńpẹ́ tí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ṣe. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ti kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú ẹbí Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo tó papòdà lójijì. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀, ààrẹ Buhari sọ wípé ẹni rere tó ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun fún orílẹ̀-èdè àti àgbáyé ní gbogbo ọ̀nà láti ìgbà èwe rẹ̀ títí ikú fi mú lọ ní Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo. Olóògbé Sanusi, ọ̀gá àgbà ẹgbẹ́ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó ń fi epo rọ̀bì ṣòwò sí òkè òkun tí àdàpè rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ OPEC. Ààrẹ Buhari kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ní ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún, ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Adamawa àti gbogbo ọmọ Adamawa lápapọ̀, pẹ̀lú àdúrà wípé kí Ọlọ́run kó pa àṣìṣe rẹ̀ mọ́ kó tẹ́ sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere. Tó a ò rí jù báyìí lónìí títí ìwòye ọ̀la ní àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.